Hello and welcome to Global Talk Show by Business Bar Academy, Netherlands. And today on this talk show, we have a very eminent personality, Professor Dr. Mehreen Mia from South Africa. Welcome, Professor, to our show and a great pleasure to host you today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Supriya. It is an honor to be here. So I greet everyone in the universal greeting of peace and blessings. Really lovely to meet you, to talk with you. It's amazing. Thank you so much for this honor.
Great. Well, what to talk about my professor today? She is a great versatile personality, founder of the MEA company, global lecturer, transformational international life coach, empowerment specialist, therapist, mindfulness and holistic empowerment coach. And if I keep talking about her millions of accolades, national, international, I think it will take another an hour. So let's start the journey. And I am so excited to host Professor Mehreen. And as usual, would love to know your incredible journey from you.
Thank you so much. Let me first tell you, Dr. Supriya, please refer to me as just Mehreen. I'm just your sister. Okay. So let me just humbly request. My life's journey, of course, I'm an only child, so let me start with that. So the role of being a daughter is a very big one for me. And when I lost my dad last year, it took on an even bigger role, because then you start to realize the worth of the role of that daughter that you have to play, because now there's mom who's left. And then, of course, I have my daughter. So there's a trio of generations now that are here, but I'm blessed, even though, there was the loss of my father. I don't think of it as a loss anymore. I've consoled myself to kind of word that. So instead of saying I lost him, I actually have gained so much from him. So I was blessed to have him when I had him as much as I did for my life. So yes, I'm an only child. And I think throughout my journey, in the beginning portions of my journey, like everyone else, you always want to please everybody. I want to be the A grade student. I want to do everything that everybody's always pleased with, etc., etc. And at some point, after matric, of course, there was always A grades with me. There was always this perfect little somebody. And then I hit this rebellious streak where I did quite a lot of wrong stuff, because I wanted to just explore, but I explored in the wrong channel. So lots of people shoot me down, I must say this, Supriya, because they say, how do I say this on public platforms and be so happy about the fact that I did the wrongs and I was rebellious, etc. And I always say, if it affects you negatively, then don't listen to it. But that is part of my journey, and that rebellious streak has led to me being who I am today, because I turned those negative moments around into being something positive. So I embrace those negatives about me. I embrace the wrongs that I did, because I made them right. And this is why I am who I am today. This is why I do what I do, because I literally give off what I know works, so to speak. So that rebellious streak left me crippled, mind you. I'm physically crippled, because I literally lost my 3 portions of my vertebrae, 3 vertebrae on my spine. And so I'm cutting the long story short, but I was left paralyzed for quite a long time, and I was told I'll never walk again, and I won't be able to have children. And that was in the prime of my career, prime of my life. And I had to embrace this. And just as I was doing that, I learned quite a lot. And this is where MEA company was born, Mia company was born. And just quickly to go a little bit off the topic, Mia is my surname, right? So the closest I could get to registering my dad's name, because I'm his daughter and not the son, but I'm the son and daughter rolled into one. But I wanted to keep his surname going, so I could only get MEA. So it's pronounced Mia, but MEA stands for Motivate, Empower, and Advance. So that company was born in my mind back then, in a hospital bed when I was crippled. And they said these 2 things to me: I won't walk, I won't be able to have a child. But fast forward to today, I am walking, and I am blessed with my beautiful daughter. So I have defied the odds in a very positive way, So I have grown, I have studied very hard, and I've literally motivated, empowered, and advanced myself. through the difficult times, because yes, they were, my life is full of the obstacles, the difficulties, the challenges, etc., etc. But through the difficulties, I found lots of blessings, you know, and this is where I just kept going. So my journey continues, but my journey is my lesson to give unto my purpose. And that's where, this is basically just me. I am me. Lifelong learners. I'll continue learning, continue being, continuing to trying to give. We just keep going.
Well, Mehreen, when you said these things, trust me, I felt like, you know, people will say, you will not have child, you will have this, you will that, but you never listen to them. In fact, you listen to your soul. In fact, you listen to your beliefs. Yes. And that's what you are today, Mehreen. A self-competent, a strong woman. And I wish you all the best and lot of blessings and respect from my heart to move on to life. And seriously, trust me, you have inspired today on this platform thousands and millions of people who are crippled today and whom doctor has given the last hope, you know. It can't.
Yes.
And miracles do happen.
Yes, they do. They do. They start in here. They start in here. I truly believe this, and I'm not saying that we're defying medicine. I'm not saying we're saying that the hospitals are bad, that science is bad. No, we need all of these things. They work holistically. Yes. But I am saying you do have a say with what happens to you, what happens with you, what happens within you. Because part of all that is happening with you is within your control. It is your bubble. So there's a lot that's left outside of you, but if you can try and control what is within yours, then try and do so to the best of your ability, because you are your own gift. It is your life that's a gift. You are your own gift unto yourself. So if he, in his wisdom, created you, he's created you as a gift unto yourself. And he knows, he doesn't wish ill for you. He gives you the difficulties because he knows you will get through them. He already knows that outcome, but you have to get to that point. So it is up to you. So a lot, if you are somebody who's watching us and is sitting there in that position, if you are medically ill, if you are feeling spiritually ill, if you are feeling just defied by the world right now, because there is so much negative energy in the world right now, then I'm just going to say this, that you have to just pick you up because you are a gift. Think of this as still your gift. And in this adversity you are facing, there is still this window of opportunity that's waiting for you. There's a breeze of opportunity. So look at that first. What am I going to get out of this if I push myself through? This is what we have to do.
Superb. And Mehreen, one more thing, like whatever the world will say, even in your case, the doctor said, but you know, the Almighty God, what he has decided, nobody can change that, because he is the master, he's the Almighty, he is the one controller which can be given to you everything. And it's my experience too, because God is there. Why we should have fear? Let's give all our worries in his hands and let's do our duties, because duties we should do and never ever care for the result. And that's what I'm seeing in your life journey. So hats up to you. You're a very strong woman who has made thousands of people today a lot of inspiration. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, Mehreen, it is really great to hear this incredible and insightful, and all the adjectives are less in front of your life journey today. But still, I would like to ask what kind of challenges in your life, or I think there is no one in this world who can say, yes, my life was without any challenge. And so in your life, what kind of challenges came and how you have dealt, how you have fought for those challenges? So just enlighten us.
Sure. I think firstly, if there is anybody out there who has really had a life with no challenge, please can you get in touch with me? I would love to meet you and find out how you did it. Because I really truly believe it is the challenge that makes us better. The challenges make us better people. They become our strength, to be quite honest. So in your weakest moment, you will find your strength, believe me. You just have to work at it and be hard on yourself about it. But yes, I did encounter many challenges. Firstly, as an only child growing up, you tend to want to trust everybody. and instead of trusting who you can. And that's because you're in need of the friend, you're in need of the friend in the school, you're in need of the brother or sister you don't have, etc. So I trusted wrong people very often, became the people pleaser because I wanted people to always be happy for me, be proud of me, etc., etc. And that was not something very good, because when you don't get that reception and you have the expectation that you build up that, oh, I've given so much, but I want to get this back from this person, and you don't get it back, what happens to you mentally? So when you're growing up in your teenage life and as you go through university, when you focus so much on the validation from outside of you, then you're losing the focus of you. And I found that happened to me, and it was very painful. It's a very difficult time because, especially as an only child, you can't quite go to mom and dad and say, well, you know what, I did this for this person and I wanted this back and they didn't do it. Mom would, my mother's very strong-willed, so she would just say to me, you're not supposed to be doing that anyway. You're supposed to be happy with who you are, you know. So I had to learn these lessons on my own, the painful way. And another thing, of course, that I encountered, and I encounter still till today, sadly, is stigma. Stigmatization from society. You have other women in the world that instead of literally shifting your crown and trying to help you, they're there to drop you down. Sometimes, sadly, it can actually be some family. So those that you kind of trust and love the most always sometimes end up being the people you need to be a little bit aware of. But these are stepping stones, you know, and what it teaches you is that you are not supposed to live for others. You live for your creator first, you live for you second, because you will answer to him. And thirdly, you live to fulfill your purpose, because that is what everybody else will get from you as your legacy. So as much as I am a mother to a beautiful little girl, I wish my legacy to be what she holds on to. She's my inspiration, yes, but she's not my motivation. My motivation is me. My motivation is my faith, okay? My child is my inspiration. My mom is who I wish to please because I want her to give me her blessing. She is my paradise. So this is how you have to view things, but you cannot make it such that people become your most important validator. Your validator has to be your creator and you know. So I've encountered a lot of painful situations. I've had cyberbullying happen to me. I've had people create stuff and put it all over social media about me, which eventually they had to tear down because I had people legally go and find who they were, etc. So unfortunately, when you're in this game of trying to help people, you will always have people try not to help you back. But the goal is to keep running your race, because you are not here to impress other people. You are here to fulfill your purpose. And sometimes other people won't be happy with that, but that's fine. You're here to make sure your purpose is fulfilled. So yes, I've encountered many a challenge, but the challenges came with lots of blessings in it, because I grew to become me and a little better and stronger as it goes by.
Right. And Mehreen, one thing I want to add up, that we cannot make everyone happy, you know. We are not like ice creams, you know. You are also happy, you are also happy, and you are also happy. So we have to see our individuality, our comfortability. And that matters a lot, you know. At the end of the day, as you said, no running race. We have to be calm, cool, relaxed. And, you know, end of the day, when you just finish your work, you think, oh, this person was angry with me. So it's just normal. We are not God. We are human beings. And of course, we are not ice creams. We will make everyone happy.
Of course.
So we have to take care of those things too. That's really lovely. And yes, I do agree. Challenges will either make you or break you. So it's totally depend on you. How do you see the perception? Like it's my glass is half filled or my glass is half empty?
Half empty. Yeah. Exactly.
So this is really great, Mehreen, which you taught about this. Even cyberbullying, I'm seeing, oh my goodness. Instead of praising people, liking the comments, they are just in a chance to pull the leg down and how to make a person feel bad. And it's really, really disappointing sometimes. But anyhow, we need to move on. We can't do anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Mehreen, you are doing a fantastic job, which I can see a transformational international coach, and so many accolades are associated with you. So what type of a work basically you do? Can you please enlighten about your work?
There's so much that I do. But I think most important is my role of being the daughter and having my daughter, so being a mom. So every other role that I have duty-wise in terms of profession revolves around those two. That is most important for me. Of course, yes, I was awarded a Global Goodwill Ambassadorship by the GIA from the United States, that's the UN. That was given to me in 2020. And that was after a lot of effort and work that was put in humanitarian-wise, especially through COVID, that hit us all around the globe, and for what I had done here. But my humanitarian efforts are something I didn't start now or during COVID. I used to always do it with my grandfather growing up. So it was amazing and really something for me, because I didn't realize anybody had actually noticed, let alone tried to nominate me for something that magnificent. But it motivated me to keep going, because at that time, yes, I already faced many a challenge of the cyber issues, etc. Because I don't do what I do and put up pictures all over the place. I'm not one of those people, because I believe in respecting whom I'm feeding. I need to respect who I'm helping. They have dignity, you know, you have to treat them with that. Because the world is such that tomorrow I could be ending up in one of their shoes and they would be feeding me. And then what happens? You have to always remember this. So yes, I faced quite many challenges during that time, but through that I encountered work with lots of peace associations across the globe. So I'm a global peace ambassador for quite a few organizations as well. But more than that, I am the successful One Academy president for South Africa. I take that role very seriously because it's about education, together with my role with the honorary professorship in IIU. That's a professor in education, because I believe the only way for us to make the changes, especially for our children and their future, is through education. Right. So my fields of specialty is education and psychology, and of course, then transformational healing. I truly, truly believe in that because of my own personal experience, of course. And then, of course, I have Chapaco International Women's Council. I'm president there as well, which I love because, of course, it's to empower women. And I truly believe you help one woman, you're helping a family, you help a family, you help a community, you help that community, you help other communities and society, and that's how you build nations, right? So we start with one. And then, of course, I have my own, which is the MEA company. That through there is where I motivate, I empower, and I advance, especially women and children. I used to do the one-on-one consultations before. I brought that to a small halt because of course, the COVID, the health issues, losing my dad, relocation, etc. But inshallah, I pray to start, working through things again soon. But for now, using these kinds of mediums and speaking to people like you and connecting with you, we are all one. And we're all one in the vision and the mission to try and help humanity. So that is the ultimate goal that I have with my work that I do. So all of these, yes, I am with IDYM, I am with GEF, I'm with GEN, but I love what I do. Just recently, I was a finalist for what we call Face of War, that's in the USA, Women of Hearts Association. And that was an honor for me because I'm not one of these makeup cover girl magazine people, of course, as you can see, but for me to be recognized for the woman of heart and be given that finalist position was so beautiful. And they had said to me that it's all because of the personality and the heart that comes through. And that's when I realized, Mehreen, regardless of what the world is throwing at you, regardless what other people will throw at you, just keep running your race because there is something you are doing that is right. So, so this is part of my work.
The world says, no, you're wrong, but we have to trust ourselves, our faith, and we should say, no, I have to go on.
Absolutely. Yes. So this is me. This is the work that I do.
Superb. And Mehreen, I think it's not only a thought, but you are doing a fabulous work, which I can sense, I can feel. And I wish you all the best, very, very powerful vibes, which you are reflecting towards, you are radiating towards, and keep doing that. Never ever stop your positivity.
Thank you so much. So the thing is, with what we do, it's always team effort. It's not just one person. So for example, if I had to go and do a feeding of a whole community or in a location here in South Africa, I always had sponsors and donors who came up and helped with whatever needed to be done. The thing, Supriya, is when you go into these locations, you don't know what you're expecting. You know that you're going in there. For example, I'll give you a quick example of what I encountered during COVID. And that's at one point when COVID was really into us and we were in full lockdown. And of course, I was granted permission to do what I had to do. And I go into this location. I was just going to feed. That's all I was supposed to do. Just go to this location and feed the 500 people that were there at the time. And if stats serve me correctly, I think within the span of 8 months, I think we fed volunteers and myself and the sponsors and donors I had. I think we reached like 5,000 families, which is amazing. And I give hats off to all of the people that helped to get that done. But back to that moment is I went to this location and all we're supposed to do is feed these people and then drive away. And of course, there was a crowd. And then half of the people never had masks on. And the balance of the people didn't really understand what social distancing meant. So we had to have ushers that had to keep telling them how to behave, where to go, what to do. And then I had a little girl come, and I am used to dishing up the food into containers myself. So I'm not somebody who goes there and delegates. I involved in what I'm doing with the people. And she's there. So I love looking at children eye to eye, right? So because she's so little, I bent down and I'm looking at her and I'm saying, where's your mask? And she said, I don't have one. So I quickly said, wait here. And I let the other volunteers carry on and I go to fetch a mask because obviously we have quite a lot now for the work that we do. So I go and I give her one and I say, now you need to put this on. And she just says to me, I don't know how. So I say to her, okay, let me teach you quickly. So feeding scheme becomes a lesson in awareness. Yes. And all of a sudden I look up from her and I look at this entire crowd of people watching me so eagerly trying to figure out what am I trying to do to this girl. And then I realized they don't know about a mask. They don't know how to put it on. And I say to the volunteers, you know what? You carry on with feeding the people that are ready for you. I see a group of people that need a little bit of awareness and teaching. So I take this group aside and we make this become an awareness campaign. So we teach them about social distancing. We teach them about the masks, the sanitization, etc., etc. So it's not just about one thing. You might go to do one thing, but you end up doing a whole lot of other things. And as we drive away from here, I'm seeing a little boy crying, sitting at the corner. And now I'm feeling, oh my gosh, what did we do wrong? You know, why is this child crying? Because he looks like he's about 13 or 14. So I go straight up to him. I can't go too close to him at the time because of COVID. So I stand back. And of course, I have an usher with me because you just never know what might happen. And I say, do you need more food? But what is wrong? Are you okay? Can I get you a doctor? And he looks at me and he cries some more. And he says, no, I have enough food. As you can see, I have enough to even take to my family. You gave me 2 lots. So I said, so why are you upset? And he says, I was walking past your campsite now that you were feeding from to go to kill myself. But I stopped because I saw this group of people coming and gathering and I want to see what you're doing. And I said, oh my God, why would you want to do something like that? And he says, because yesterday my father lost his job because of COVID and my mom is sick and he felt like there were 3 children in the house. And he said to my mother, he's so tired, he doesn't know, maybe, you know, it's too much for him to deal with, to feed so many of us. And I thought if I'm not here, maybe it will make things better for them. And so it ended up that day from a feeding to awareness campaign, ended up being into a session of psychotherapy and then trying to meet this family for family therapy and then getting other organizations involved to help that family cope. So it's not one thing, you know, you want to set out to do one thing, but sometimes the universe and your creator wishes for you to be tested through other means. And that was one day. And in that one day, when I went home, I hugged my child, number one. And the other thing I said is so much of gratitude. So much of gratitude because I looked around me throughout that day and I saw so much of pain that I felt that even though there was so much of difficulties, my word, I have so much to still be grateful for. So this is life. This is life. And I say to you right now, as we are sitting, there are so many people out there who need that upliftment, who need the little bit of, please help me. But it's not so much that you have to do. It's just you to be there, just for them to hear that somebody cares. So we're telling you, if you are listening to us, we care and you are worth it. You are loved. You are okay. So yes, this is part of what I do. I love what I do.
Wow. Mehreen, just really, really, you can say thousands of blessings you must be getting, because it's very easy to make a person cry, but it's very,
Yes.
very difficult to wipe tears from one's face and bring back those beautiful smiles. And when you're doing those pious things, you're actually serving to God. This is the real
Yes.
serving. Yeah.
Yes, I have to agree. And you know why I say I agree is because you always get the God bless you from the person who's receiving from you. They always say this.
Yes.
When you're giving to anybody, they always say, God bless you, my child, or God bless you, my daughter. And so you get this blessing. And this is why we do what we do. It's not for money. You don't get paid for what we do,
And
but you do
blessings
it.
never go in vain. That I have seen.
No.
That will come in any form, in life we are stuck in some problem where we are just only one hope, that is God. And that time those blessings will come as a powerful tool. And this is my
Yes,
own experience. So I do agree
yes,
to you. It's really, really great. And it's really, I'm getting goosebumps after listening to you. And it's really, really, so excited thrilled to listen all these things. Well, Mehreen, moving to a lovely journey and pious journey, I must say, because listening to you is like a spirituality listening or spiritual
oh.
being. I would love to know, what are your next future plans for the coming years, or mission, you can say?
Well, my mission is always to just firstly stay true to myself and humble. I want to try and do my best, of course, in the roles that I play, as the daughter to my mother and as the mom to my daughter. But of course, in the work and the fields that I wish to do so much. I want to accomplish so much, especially for the women who are enduring so much here in South Africa and across the globe. And of course, I want to set a foundation for our children, because I truly believe that our children do not need to become adults who face difficulties to get help. They can be taught from a young age that these are the steps I can take in my mind. So when life throws me these curveballs, I know how to deal with it. You don't have to wait to be the adult and go through the painful moments of teenage life, etc. You can actually learn these life skills and what needs to be done if you're encountering certain things at an early age. So these are my little missions with big hopes and impacts. But yes, it all starts with the education key, because I just truly believe in role models. If you talk role models, there's so many that I have had. I have, of course, my mom, I have my grandmother, I have my mom's sister. And I gave my first lecture to women at the age of 13. And that I give credit to my mom's friend who lives in Cape Town here in South Africa. And she pushed me because she felt like I could do it. And I said, no, I'm not going to do this. I was only 13. And there's this group of women with their daughters, etc. But I gave my first lecture then, and I realized that is my passion, to speak and to get things out there for people. So to be that voice, some of us are there. But if I have to look in essence to my Islamic history, empowerment for me is not new. Empowerment is, of course, something that is over 1400 years old, because our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, his wife, Khadija, she, for me, is my role model. She's a role model of, and she's the epitome of empowerment. Why? Because back then, this is over 1400 years ago, we had a woman who was a businesswoman who led in the business industry, trade industry, who men were going to find work. She proposed to him. So that is almost like taboo sometimes nowadays, but this is what happened. And she gave off her money in the fields of her beliefs. She stood and she faced her, she literally became the best version of herself and stayed true to herself in every role she played. And is that not what we wish for ourselves now? So empowerment is not new. Empowerment has always been there. Look to your mom, look to your grandmom, look to people around you. Empowerment has been there all the time. We just give it a full name now.
Right.
So the ideal is to just keep growing myself, to be the better version of me. And as life goes, more will come into my life that will obviously make me grow even more. So these are my missions and visions, inshallah.
Oh, and I wish you all the best in your mission and vision to get accomplished, to get fulfilled. And the way you are changing the society, transforming the society, keep doing that. Never stop. So these are
Thank
the
you.
wishes. Well, Mehreen, it's time to end, but it's not end. It's the starting of another journey, which I will say. And before
Yes.
going, give a beautiful message to your audience who are watching us live and who are going to watch later on also. So your beautiful message, we are waiting.
Thank you. Um, like I said, life is filled with so many difficult moments, but there's also blessings at that same time when you're feeling the difficulty. So just remember this. And my story, like I said, is my journey. It fulfills my purpose. And one of the things I know from when I lecture, for example, everybody loves the story, Supriya. If you look around us, our children remember the fairy tales so well. When we teach them in schools at little ages, we speak of fairy tales, we give them story time, and they register these stories so well. So I believe that your story, individual story, like mine, my own story, be it the pain, be it the medical issue, whatever it was, my story in my life's journey is actually what I give off the lessons from. So I teach you based on my own life's lesson and my journey. So the only way I can do what I do now is because I stay true to who I am. I stay true to my creator. So my message to whomever is listening to us is please stay true to your creator. Stay true to yourself, because it's your journey, it's your life, it is your legacy you're going to leave behind. But you need to remember that your life is filled with three gifts. You were given the gift of life, you are given the gift of time, and you are given the gift of choice. So what you're going to choose to do with the time in your life to be the best true version of you, that is up to you. And you owe it to yourself to do this, to learn more, develop more about you, and grow yourself, because you are worthy. You are the gift. You are the gift unto yourself. So grow yourself, live the best that you can live, because it is your legacy. You are worth it. So this is my message to everyone out there, inshallah.
Wow, and I think, Mary, it's the bestest message I ever heard in my life. I must say, because you are not giving only a message, just feels like blessings to all of us. And being the host, when I can feel those vibes, I'm sure these vibes are radiating across the globe, and people are getting a lot and lot of blessings, inspiration, motivation from you. So once
We
again,
praise.
thank you so much, heartfelt thanks for coming to our show and sharing your incredible light. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Dr. Supriya. Thank you for having me. God bless you. I love you, and I love your spirit. I love your energy, and please continue doing what you do, because you do it so beautifully. God's blessings be with you always, my sister.
Thank you so much. And of course, people, the audience who are watching us, who are keep on watching us and will be watching us in future. Thank you so much, audience, because of your love, because of your motivation. I feel like hosting so many guests on so many occasions. So keep doing that. Stay happy, hail and hearty. Love you always. God bless you.